Hi loves, my name is Nia. Welcome back to my channel. So today we are talking about baby locks and we are drinking this little cocktail that I made. This is really good. I know it may look kind of gross in the bottom and that's because I didn't strain out the raspberries, but this is a raspberry margarita and it's just so good, guys. So this is a video that I have been honestly dreading, but I knew I was going to make for a long time. I read you guys' comments and I take into consideration what you all are saying. And one of the major comments I get all the time is, oh, this is so great. I can't wait till I could do this with my locks. Or I'm going to remember this video because right now I have baby locks. And so something that popped into my head was showing you all how I did my lock routine when I had baby locks. Now, I will say you guys are going to see me doing the steps that I did whenever I had baby locks. When I was doing it, I was like, well, this feels different because my locks are completely different. So things are going to look probably different than whenever you do your hair with your baby locks because my locks have swelled and they are mature now. But yeah, I'm excited to bring this video to you all, but I was, like I said, I was somewhat dreading it because, man, it was some work to braid and band. It was some work. And I'm going to talk about that in the video, ways to make it a little bit more enjoyable. Also, something that I just want to remind you all is to just stay positive and like on the journey because typically for braiding and banding, most people, it is not a permanent thing. It is a temporary thing. I'm going to show you guys what I did during my baby lock routine and what worked for me during my baby lock routine. Of course, take into consideration everybody's locks are different and then I am not a loctician. I also am going to give you some tidbits of information that my loctician gave me when I was in the baby lock stage, and you all know that I did have to part ways with that loctician, but one thing I can say is, man, she did some good hair because she was the person who established my locks, and yeah, for the most part I didn't really have too many reservations about how well she maintained the health of my hair. So here we go. All right, here we go. So I am lighting one of my favorite candles just to create a more enjoyable experience. As I have stated before, braiding and banding is not the most fun thing in the world. So I'm just kind of setting myself up with a nice relaxing environment. I also put on one of my favorite YouTube videos. This is Smoky Glow. I don't know if you all know about her. And now I am sectioning my hair. I'm going to put it into 4 sections. Sectioning my hair is just something that's kind of trickled down from my loose natural hair journey. I find it to be a lot more easier to do literally almost everything with my hair in sections. So I'm going to split it off into 4 sections before I start braiding. Now I'm going to actually start braiding. Something to remember is that these braids are not meant to be pretty. They're meant to hold your lock intact. So they don't have to be perfect. I'm braiding as quickly as I can and I'm just going down most of the lock and then securing a rubber band on the end. Pro tip, do not wrap your rubber band around too many times because it could be hard to get the rubber band off of the ends and then you end up breaking off some of your hair just trying to get the rubber bands off. I could just slide a rubber band onto my locks now, but when they were baby locks, I did have to loop it around at least a couple times because just sliding the rubber band on would not work. Each section, I have about 3 braids, except for in the front. I have about maybe 4 or 5 in each section. And I just really want to make sure that I have enough braids so that I can thoroughly cleanse my hair. I don't want just a few because then I won't be able to get in between the braids enough to thoroughly cleanse my hair, but I don't want to go overboard with the braiding either. I used to like spraying some sort of room spray when I used to wash my baby locks because I was using the unscented Sister Lock shampoo, so I like to spray that and add some eucalyptus. Today I'm going to use the Carol's Daughter Wash Day Delight instead of a starter lock shampoo by Sister Locks. Here's a pro tip. You want to make sure you can get 2 fingers through your locks whenever you braid them. These should be loose so that you can get in between your braids and wash the scalp and roots of your hair. So I'm just getting my locks wet and getting ready to start applying the shampoo. I'm always asked about recommendations for shampoo if people do not like the Sister Lock shampoo. I struggle with this because I primarily use the Sister Lock shampoo. I stopped using it once and my loctician could tell and she showed me how that was impacting my locks and she asked me to start using the Sister Lock shampoo again. so I ended up using it again. This was probably for around the first 6 months. I just used the Sisterlock shampoo. I will say something that can occur when washing your braids whenever you are braiding and banding is it is hard to get the shampoo out. So if I had to make a recommendation just off of that, I will say that the Carol's Daughter Wash Day Delight washes out really easily because it is a liquid to foam formula. The liquid part of the shampoo just washes out very, very easily. This is something that the shampoo claims to do, and I would say that it definitely does that for my hair. It is hard to get the shampoo out of the braids, as I was saying. So a shampoo that washes out easily is something that you're going to want to look for. I went ahead and rinsed my hair off camera because I was splashing water and soap all over the place, and that was not what's up. Now I am just wringing the water out of my braids, just giving it a nice squeeze, not being too rough. After you rinse out all of your locks, I put my hair in just a regular old white t-shirt. My husband has like a ton of these, like 10, 12. I don't know why he has so many. I guess it's a guy thing. But I use one of his white t-shirts and I start to dry my hair. Now, here is where I used to mess up in the beginning of my journey. I took my locks out of the braids before they were dry. You want to allow your locks to dry before you take out the braids. Now, I didn't understand why until my loctician told me. She knew that too. She's like, oh, you're not letting your hair stay in the braids. And that was causing like some bunching and just some different things. You just want to allow them to dry in the braids. And so I wrap my hair up in the t-shirt and then I just kind of did my thing for a while. And then what you can do is you could take the t-shirt, when you take it off, squeeze the locks some more so that you can get out as much water as possible, and then just allow to air dry. Now, if you want, you could sit under a dryer or hit it with the blow dryer really quickly. If it's nice outside, go outside for a while. It would take you less time for your locks to dry than my locks. So I did not allow it to dry for this demo because my locks were just taking forever to dry. When they were starter locks, they did not take that long. They were a lot thinner. People have been asking me if locks thicken up, if micro locks thicken up, and I was like, mine definitely have. I mean, I can insert some pictures of what my locks looked like in the beginning. They were not this thick at all. So yeah, you want to make sure that your locks are dry and then take them out. Now we're going to talk about some other things that I did during my baby lock stage, and I'm considering that anything under a year. But I will say, you know, anything under mature locks, some people consider the baby lock stage. But I think that the teenage stage is its own individual, you know, situation. So if you guys would like for me to do a updated video on my lock care during my teenage stage, I will let you all know about that because that was a little bit different. Okay, so those first, I think like 2 months or so, probably the first 2 or 3 months, I didn't do anything but the Sisterlock shampoo and then sometimes spray water on my hair, and that is absolutely it. After about the 3rd month or the 2nd month, I'm sorry guys, I don't have the exact dates because that was a long time ago for me. But after a while, I got very fed up with my scalp being itchy and just my hair feeling dry and just not feeling the way that I wanted. Well, I take that back. My hair didn't feel dry, but my scalp definitely itched. My hair didn't feel dry at all, but my scalp was itching. And so I talked to my loctician about it, and she strongly urged me to not use anything else but the Sisterlock leave-in conditioner. And she said that I could spray it on my scalp, and that was it. Now, once she gave me that, I was spraying it over on my whole head after like 2 months. I don't know why I didn't listen to her. I guess in my mind, I'm thinking like all of these stipulations are to prevent against slippage, and let's not pretend like I don't have insanely coarse hair. I just could not see how spraying something on my locks could cause my hair to slip out of the lock. It didn't compute for me. I'm like, this 4C hair ain't going nowhere. When I used to have braids, not braids, micros, when I would take them out, sometimes if I left them in too long, I noticed that my hair was starting to lock up at the roots. So, yeah. I sprayed it on my roots in like my scalp for a couple of months, maybe a month or two. But then after that, I was like, you know what? I want to put it on my hair too. So I started doing that, and that was about it. Now, she did approve for me to use edge control. She said just make sure I don't get it in the actual lock. So I was able to use that as well. But other than that, that was about it for the baby lock stage. Towards the 8-month mark, maybe like 7-month, I think I did start adding some oils, and I did dye my hair before my 1-year mark. So actually I know I did start adding some oils, because I did do oils on my hair after my after I dyed my hair. You know, like when you're a kid, like maybe when like you're 16 or 17 and you really truly think you're grown. My locks had changed by the time we were at that mark. So by the time I was like at 7 months, 8 months, even like the end of like 6 months, my locks had changed a lot. Like I definitely thought I was in the teenage stage, or I was in the teenage stage, but I thought my locks were more mature than they were. So I was like, I'm gonna do what I want to do. But if I'm talking about like best practice, or what would be probably best, or what was recommended by my loctician, she recommended that I only use the Sister Lock starter spray on my scalp, and that's it. I'm letting you all know that I used it on my whole head and my hair didn't fall out. That's what I did. However, I was not applying this spray to my hair on a daily basis, you know, not even a weekly basis, just kind of as needed. So it wasn't like I was dousing my hair in the spray. After I was done with that spray though, I did not want to buy another one, because I didn't want to, actually, did I buy another one? I think I may have bought one more spray. Because I went back to the consultant and she was selling some. So I may have bought one more of that spray from her. And then after that, I started using the Jane something. It's like a yellow bottle. I started using that on my locks and on my scalp. And then that is it. Do I necessarily recommend it? No. But yeah, that was about it. I was thinking originally when I was going to make this video that I was going to break down different parts of the baby lock stage, and I was going to have a whole baby lock series. But then when I started thinking about it, I was like, actually, there's not really much to break down. There's washing the hair and leaving it alone. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Please let me know if you have any questions. Also, if you would like to know like what my routine looked like as in the teenage lock stage, I could do that as well. Just let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace and blessings, guys. Bye.